Jamaica wins another gold medal here in Grenada, and I think he is amazed by the time. We are waiting for it. I think it's a championship record. It is. Usain Bolt's 47.33 has been removed by Nicole Bramwell, and it's all happening here at the Kirani James Stadium.
Amazing performance from that young man.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the channel. So guys, today we are looking at two remarkable performances that are once again demonstrated why Jamaica remains one of the world's leading nations in track and field. From rising young talents to experienced competitors, the country's tradition of excellence continues to grow. So guys, let us watch that particular race till the end, then I'll be coming back with more reactions. Please stay connected and remember to subscribe to the channel.
Bolt. As I said earlier today, Christopher Taylor, another Jamaican, did go faster than 47.33, but that was when the category was under 18. There's the lineup: Cheslin Gordon of Trinidad and Tobago, Paul Henry, Jamaica, Caden Prasad of Guyana, Egan Neely of the Bahamas, Cameron Mathlin of Grenada, Nicole Bramwell, the defending champion from Jamaica, Shavonna Nixon of the Bahamas, and Aidan Moore of Barbados.
Fastest in qualifying was Mathlin from Grenada. The defending champion coming through with just the 5th fastest time, but coming through very, very comfortably in his heat. You see Mathlin there. The hopes of the nation on his shoulders.
On your marks.
There's the defending champion, Nicole Bramwell, goes in lane number 6. Has the kinesia tape on the right hamstring. That's been the bother for him in recent weeks. Final of the under-17 boys 400 meters. They await the command for a second time to hit their marks.
On your marks.
Gordon, Trinidad and Tobago, Henry, Jamaica, Persaud, Guyana, Neely, Bahamas, Mathlin, Grenada, Bramwell, defending champion, Jamaica, Nixon, Bahamas, and Moore, Barbados.
Despite the hamstring issues, Bramwell still ran 47.39, the second in the under-16 boys division at the Jamaican High School Championships. Away they go. Goes out a little bit quicker here, Nicole Bramwell, than he did in qualifying. Already surges by Nixon of the Bahamas on his outside, and the Jamaican goes flying down the backstretch. Nicole Bramwell in full flight here in the under-17 boys 400 final. His countryman Paul Henry is also running well and moving through in lane number 2. Under 200 meters to go. It's Bramwell with the advantage. If he can maintain this, this will be a race for the silver medal. The defending champion transitions down the home stretch. Paul Henry, his countryman, holding second. The Grenadian is coming forward. That's Mathlin. Bramwell defends his title and Mathlin gets silver.
Wow.
Nicole Bramwell had the field beat from the first 200 meters. Held on strongly down the home stretch. A terrific finish coming from Cameron Mathlin of Grenada to snatch the silver medal. It's joy for the home country as Jamaica wins another gold medal here in Grenada, and I think he is amazed by the time. We are waiting for it. I think it's a championship record. It is. Usain Bolt's 47.33 has been removed by Nicole Bramwell, and it's all happening here at the Kirani James Stadium.
Amazing performance from that young man. We know he can go sub 47. Given what he's had to go through over the past couple of weeks in terms of trials, in terms of champs, we didn't know what he would be able to produce here. He's been struggling with injury, but he was able to produce the goods in front of the crowd here at the Karani James Stadium, in a stadium named for a great champion, world and Olympic champion from Grenada. He was able to step up and take the gold medal. Eager Neely holds on for the bronze.
Well, let's have a look at the athletes from the first heat. Matt Hudson-Smith, by the way, the European champion and bronze medalist at the World Championships, goes in heat 4 for England. There's the lineup: Geldenhuys of Namibia, Timbachi of Vanuatu, Anthony Cox of Jamaica, Solomon of Australia, Steve Solomon, watch him, Kumaraj of Sri Lanka, Desroy Jordan of St Vincent and the Grenadines, and Shay Lara of Trinidad and Tobago on the outside. So with only 3 for non-automatic qualifier spots, that's make the first 3 or you're not going to make it through to the semis, is really the message. There is Che Lara, 46.92 man this year. He'll be running blind. His personal best was last year, 46.4. In lane 7 for St Vincent and the Grenadines, he's actually the national 800 metres champion this year. Desroy Jordan, the 21-year-old, best of 47.76 this year. In 6, Kalinga Kumaraj of Sri Lanka, 3 times their champion and the reigning champion, set his personal best actually, but back on the 23rd of April. He hasn't raced since the middle of June. In 5, the very experienced Australian Steve Solomon, 8th in the Olympic Games in London 2012. Remember that, 10 years ago now. A semi-finalist in Tokyo last year, and he holds the Australian record for 400 indoors at 45.4. Good athlete. There's Anthony Cox of Jamaica. Had COVID in Eugene, but was able to compete in the heats of the 4x400 for his nation. Came 3rd in the Jamaican Championships earlier on this summer. There's Obedia Timbaki of Vanuatu. Went out in his heat for the World Championships, the 19-year-old, best of 52.85 this year, and that is his lifetime best. And then in 2 is Ivan Danny Geldenhuys of Namibia, 21 in a few days' time, the South African semi-finalist in the African Championships in Mauritius back in early June, but he hasn't raced either since early June, the 20-year-old Geldenhuys. 46.4 his best this year. Remember, the first 3 go through by right, so he'll be right on the cusp of it, will Ivan Danny Geldenhuys.
On your marks.
Reigning champion is Makwala. He's up Makwala of Botswana. Indeed, his teammate Babaloki Thebe took the silver on the Gold Coast back in 2018. So the first heat of 7 then in the men's 400 metres. Geldenhuys in 2, Timbaki of Vanuatu in 3, Cox of Jamaica 4, Solomon of Australia in 5, the Sri Lankan Kumaraj in 6, Jordan of St Vincent and the Grenadines in 7, and Lara, Trinidad and Tobago in lane 8.
Set.
Well, qualifying from this should be a formality for an athlete of the calibre of Steve Solomon of Australia, but he'll want a solid run. He's in 5. They're right in the centre in the yellow with the greenish shorts, 4th from left at the moment, moving well down the back straight. And actually quickest away is Kumaraj of Sri Lanka, really quick through the first 200 in that blue strip. He's a 45.8 performer this year, but he leads at the moment by quite some margin. Solomon going okay right in the centre. Inside him, the Jamaican vest of Anthony Cox is moving well around the second bend as they come into the straight. Kumaraj has given 101% through the first 300. Now he's chased down by the big figure of Cox, the Jamaican, who looks very strong for the last 50. Solomon follows him through, and he's under real pressure here for 3rd place, and I think he just loses out there to Geldenhuys of Namibia, who gets 3rd spot. It is the first 3, remember, who go through by right. And I think, despite giving everything for the first 380, it was nearly enough. Kumaraj of Sri Lanka might just have got run out of it. It was very tight at the line. No doubting the strong finish and fine form of Anthony Cox. Maybe a little bit frustrated after not being able to give his all in Eugene a couple of weeks back because of COVID. But he wins in 45.51. That is only a couple of clicks outside his lifetime best from earlier on this season. And Steve Solomon, 45.98, a solid 2nd for Australia. And it was Ivan Danny Geldenhuys of Namibia who took 3rd place, 46.51. Kumaraj will have to wait and see, but 46.53, I'm not sure it'll be quick enough. Desroy Jordan of St Vincent and the Grenadines. A personal best for him. Significant leap forward, 47.29.
I was absolutely willing the Sri Lankan third from the left here as we look at it to get himself home in the top three. It was a really bold piece of running because he knew the likes of Cox of Jamaica and Solomon, who seems to have been around for a lifetime, made the Olympic final, must have been a teenager then back in 2012. The Sri Lanka knew that they would be coming and closing and that he'd start wading through treacle towards the back end of the race. Gelden, who did really well to come through in lane 2. Good running by Cox, just off the podium in the World Youth a few years ago. So unlucky to get COVID in Eugene and not be able to perform at his best. It's a good run by Solomon there, and Gelden, who's out dipping Kumaraj. So the Sri Lankan will have to wait to see whether he can claim one of the 3 non-automatic spots. But remember, that's 3 non-automatic spots from 7 heats. Good running by Cox, third in the Jamaican national champs. Just to make it as any level of international in a Jamaican sprint event shows you the calibre of the man we've just been watching, just off the podium in the World Youth, and he'll be absolutely determined to remind everybody what he could have produced in Eugene had COVID not brought his aspirations at the Worlds to a premature end.
Well, there it is. You can see the fine form of Anthony Cox. Bottom of picture. Working hard with the arms there, and that is very nearly a lifetime best, and I think there's considerably more to come from the 21-year-old. Solomon of Australia in the dark glasses, moving well, and you can see the effort from even Danny Gelden. Here he is with about 40 to go. He's way back in 4th, but he keeps battling away. Kumaraj by far the smallest of the 4-inch shot, just tying up the stride length, going the knees not coming up over the final meters, and he just gets out dipped by the Namibian, giving himself an early 21st birthday present in effect. There it is. Anthony Cox wins for Jamaica, 45.51, a lovely big capital Q beside his name. Steve Solomon likewise for Australia in 2nd place, and Gelden Huys of Namibia taking that precious 3rd spot by 4 100ths of a second. Sorry, 2 100ths of a second of Kalinga Hua Kamaraj.
Okay guys, welcome back. Let's begin with Nico Bramwell. Coming into the competition, there were concerns about his condition after reports that he had been dealing with a hamstring injury. For many young athletes, this would have been enough to affect both confidence and performance, but champions often respond differently. Instead of allowing the setbacks to define him, Bramwell remained focused on the task ahead. When the starting gun fired, he ran with remarkable composure. He managed his race intelligently, maintained excellence rhythm throughout the 400 meters, and produced a powerful finish across the line in 47.33 seconds. That performance was historic. Not only did he secure the gold medal, but he also broke a Carifta Games record that had stood for 22 years. A record previously held by one of Jamaica's greatest sporting icons, Usain Bolt. Breaking a long-standing record is never easy. Breaking one associated with Usain Bolt makes the achievement even more remarkable. It speaks volumes about Bramwell's talent, preparation, and ability to perform under pressure. What's especially impressive is that he achieved this despite not being at full fitness. That shows tremendous mental strength and maturity for such young athletes. And now let's talk about Anthony Cox. His performance tells a story of resilience and patience. Like many athletes, Cox has experienced challenges along the way, including illness that affected previous opportunities. Those setbacks could easily have discouraged him, but instead they became motivation. His approach to the 400 meters was calm, disciplined, and tactically excellent. He resisted the temptation to go out too fast, trusted his race plan, and produced a strong finish to win his heat in 45.51 seconds. The 400 meters is often described as one of the toughest events in athletics because it demands speed, endurance, strength, and perfect timing. Anthony Cox demonstrated each of those qualities with confidence. When we look at these two performances together, we see something much bigger than individual victories. We see a Jamaican athlete program that continues to produce exceptional talent year after year. This is not simply about replacing legends, it's about creating new champions who will write their own history while building on the legacy left by those who came before them. Every generation brings its own stars, and every generation inspires the next. That cycle is excellence is one of the main reasons why Jamaica continues to earn worldwide respect in the track and field. The future looks incredibly bright. Young athletes like Nico Bramwell are proving they have the ability to compete with the very best, while athletes like Anthony Cox continue to demonstrate the value of experience, resilience, and smart racing. Together, they represent the strength and depth of Jamaican athletics. As fans, these are the moments we should celebrate. They remind us that success doesn't happen by accident. It comes through hard work, sacrifice, excellence, coaching, and an unwavering belief in what is possible. Congratulations to Nico Bramwell and Anthony Cox on their outstanding performances. You have made Jamaica proud and have given athletes fans every reason to be excited about what lies ahead. Now, I'd love to hear from you. Which performance impressed you the most? Do you believe these athletes can become Jamaica's next global stars? Share your thoughts in the comments below. If you enjoyed this section and analysis, please leave a like, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and turn on the notification so you never miss another video. Thank you so much for watching. Until next time, walk good, stay safe, and blaze up.